If you want to pump your body and expand your mind, there's only one place to go. Mind Pump. Mind Pump with your hosts, Sal DiStefano, Adam Schaefer, and Justin Andrews.
In this episode of Mind Pump, we talk about some of our coming of age first time slow dancing,
It's
the
so
first
sexy.
dance, and the first kiss we ever had.
With each other.
Yeah.
It was sloppy.
No, we don't talk about that actually.
Way too much tongue from Sal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Every time.
We talk about my first pube. Thanks, Doug, for writing that up there. And early dating stories. And then we get into the fitness. The first question is, if you're a personal trainer and somebody asks you to help them lose weight really quickly for an event, how should you approach that? Because you want to give them the right advice, but they want to lose weight real quick. Then we get into another question where we talk about the growing success of Mind Pump and how we check ourselves. I think this person is talking about Adam's ego getting too big. I'm just reading into it, not sure.
Yeah, it was gold chains.
Then we talk about how we think about maybe potentially ever becoming life coaches because we know so much.
Yeah.
We want to coach you on everything.
You want to do good in life?
Yeah.
Listen to me.
We're kicking life's ass, so fucking
Right in
sign
the
up
dick.
here now.
And then
Kick life in the dick.
our last question is, and some of you will have known or know exactly what I'm about to say, is we talk about whether or not we believe in psychics and if we've ever had any
But
psychic.
you already knew that,
exactly.
didn't you?
We talk about any psychic experiences we may have had. Finally, if you're listening to this episode right when it's being dropped,
Hurry the fuck up.
you're lucky. Maps Prime Pro still on sale. If you listen to this episode the following day, sorry, you're out of luck.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Again, if you're lucky,
Run.
go to mindpumpmedia.com. Check out our newest program, Maps Prime Pro. It's a correctional-based MAPS program to correct.
karate.
It'd be cool if we did a karate
It's our
program.
karate program.
MAPS karate.
Yeah.
get your yellow belt.
Chuck Norris and
in 2 months.
Bruce Lee.
It is our correctional program designed to correct imbalances in the body. We look at the wrists, we look at the neck, the lumbar spine, the hips, the ankles, and the toes. We also recruited the movement specialist, Dr. Justin Brink, to help us with this program. It's amazing. You can find it at mindpumpmedia.com.
Come to the end of the road.
8th grade graduation for me.
I can't let go. The mic just went away from me. That's too powerful. It's unnatural. You belong to me.
Oh, shit.
I belong to you.
I feel like you said it's unnatural.
I don't give a shit what it says.
Oh, okay.
That's how I sing it.
So that song, if you're a 90s kid like we are, what I mean by 90s kid, we weren't born in the 90s. We were just like teenagers in the 90s.
Yeah, we grew up with crisscross.
That song was the fucking song at every school dance. Like that song is every school dance, that song was played and you had to go dance with some girl.
Yeah.
Can you remember the first time, like your first slow dance with a girl at school dance?
Mm-hmm.
The very first
And
one.
you try to slide your hand from their lower back like a little lower. Yeah. Yeah.
to the top of
Yeah,
the butt.
right on the rump.
Right on the
God,
top.
what a good question. I don't remember my first real slow dance with a girl.
Mine was with Stacy Kyle.
You remember?
Totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweating your dick off.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I pissed off some other girl because I was dancing.
Nervous on where
Apparently.
the hand goes on the back. Like how far down are you allowed to go? How far up?
I went in. I was like,
Oh.
you're doing this, I'm going in.
you
Really?
Went, you went full booty?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but yeah, I just kind of hugged her and was like,
You
just kind of
wrestled,
jocked her around.
wrestled a little
What
bit?
about you, Sal? Or
We got into a tussle.
Do you remember the first time you danced with a girl? Or were you still
100%
experimenting with boys at that time?
No.
Wow.
I was already over that phase. I remember
Crystal meth face.
Exactly. God damn. Oh, my kids don't listen to this. They're gonna be like, Dad, I didn't know.
I didn't know you experimented with boys and you did
Sixth
crystal
grade?
meth.
Listen, listen.
You're hardcore,
I'm gonna
Dad.
say this to my kids when they get older and they listen to this.
Like, no, son.
99% of the stuff that Adam says is joking. 99%. So anyway, I remember my
We'll have
first
to fact check that.
my first time. I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, and I'm in the Fuck, I can't remember the name of the group now. Anyway, I'm at the dance and I'm wearing. Do you guys remember when it was like in style, where you wore like a button-down shirt? You tuck it in, but it was in style to have it buttoned all the way up.
Oh yeah.
You know, but you didn't wear a tie or anything. You just buttoned it all. So I had a green shirt on. This is so crazy. I remember this, and I buttoned it all the way up to the very top.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there. And I'm just it wasn't like that.
That's
the bottom wasn't open.
The tops.
No, it was just. But you remember what I'm talking about.
Adam knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I still have some flannels like that.
Right around that time, by the way, the bolo tie was in style. Remember the bolo tie? That was like the one that with the two like leather strings that would come down.
Oh my god!
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that was never in style.
That was like right
Except
before
for Chuck
that.
Norris.
No,
maybe.
that shit was in for a second. So anyway,
He's the only one that could, front kick you.
So anyway,
one of those on.
I'm at the dance, and you know what you do at a dance, your first dance when you're a kid, you're just kind of standing off on the side with your buddy, and you're just like talking about like the girl, look at the hot one, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, song comes on, and I can't believe I can't remember the name of the song. Oh, I can't remember. It was like two really overweight black dudes, and they sang this really cool song that was. I'll remember it. It's going to come to me halfway through the
Two
episode.
overweight black dudes.
Yeah, one guy had kind of dreads a little bit. PM Dawn.
Oh, PM Dawn. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I
was
remember.
almost going to say Milli Vanilli,
That's
but they
what I
were
was
in
gonna
good
say.
shape. Yeah.
No, they were in good shape.
They were
No.
good-looking dudes.
No, it was PM Dawn.
And they didn't even sing.
And it was that one song. Da-da. Remember the beginning of it? It kind of sings like that. So that song comes on. I can't believe I just sang that, by the way. We're going to have to edit that out, Doug.
No, I want to hear more.
And that song comes on. I'm like, oh, I fucking love this song. Like I got to go ask a girl to dance. And man, I had a lot of balls as a young age because I actually asked a girl to dance. So I go over to her. Her name was Laura. I'm not going to say her last name just to protect her. But her name was Laura. So I walk up to her and I'm like, hey, do you want to dance? And she's like, yeah. Now, remember in 7th grade, if a girl said yes, she wants to dance to you and you're a boy, you immediately are like, I knew she likes me. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But she didn't fucking like me. She just let me dance with her. And I got my hands on her hips and we're doing the like barely moving where my feet don't even move that much and kind of shifting side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after the dance was over, she's like, okay, thanks. And she moves off. And I was like, oh my God, I danced with her. I totally have a crush on her. And I remember like at school the next day or whatever, I'm like trying to talk with her. And she's like, why are you trying to talk to me?
Ignoring you.
And I'm like, we fucking danced. Like, why aren't
dude, it wasn't
like
that
we're
how it
almost
was?
together now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it's official.
No, I think she
What was your favorite song though? I thought mine was Bryan Adams.
Oh wow!
Remember the song for
Robin Hood.
Yeah,
oh yeah, for sure from Robin
fuck.
Hood. You remember
Dude,
that?
that
Very end of the movie.
That was
playing?
the jam.
That's not even his best song, dude.
No, but it was
Summer
the one.
of what's that one song? Summer of '69.
Summer of '69.
That's a fucking great song. Or Bryan Adams.
Yeah, for sure.
But the one you're thinking of was because the popular slow dance songs
Yeah, how'd
were
that go?
Bryan Adams. They were Boyz II Men, and then it was the Bodyguard song with Whitney Houston. That shit came on, and everybody had to slow dance.
Die for you.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
You know it's true.
Yes.
Everything I do, do it for you.
What a great song.
That was that was the one, dude. That was the one.
Yeah, it just came to me.
I'm so mad that I can't remember. I'm so sorry, honey, whoever you are. I'm so sorry I can't remember my very first female like slow dance. Like I
You
feel
were
like,
unmemorable.
yeah, I know. That's what I feel like. I'm like, what a douchebag I am. Like, I
Oh
don't,
man.
She's like, I remember the first time I danced with Mind Pump Adam in 4th grade.
Was it for,
Oh man.
dude? I had a
I don't remember.
my first kiss.
I don't remember.
One of my very
I remember that. I remember that for sure.
one of my
Dance
very
is
first
like-
girlfriends who I like because she was my first girlfriend, so I totally fell for her. Right, Anne Marie. One of my very first girlfriends
You would date an Amber.
she would get like totally turned on whenever R&B was on for whatever reason. Like if I put R&B music on, like for sure we're gonna get into
That
like,
actually works.
yeah, with her, it was weird. She's like, "Oh my god, don't put that on because you know how it makes me." And I was like, "Of course, what am I going to put on? Fucking R&B." And
Ooh.
yeah, exactly.
She's like, oh yeah. What?
Oh, dude,
What's going on?
Sal,
Dude.
stop it, Sal. Stop it.
Sex you up.
Oh fuck, Color Me Bad.
Get up.
Color Me Bad was the
she
shit,
just
dude.
starts like back in India.
Dude,
Yeah.
I watched Color Me Bad the other day on YouTube because I'm like, oh fuck, Color Me Bad. They were so awesome. The cheesiest music video I've ever seen in my
it's the
entire
best.
life ever. Remember the one dude that looked like George Michael?
Yeah.
He was like an ugly George Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what a
He
great.
was ugly. Yeah, that was like a Justin Timberlake and that guy like made fun of them, like in that the Lonely Island, those videos.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love that.
Now,
It
how
was the
important
best.
do you guys think?
Taking the box?
How important do you think it is to have had these experiences, right? Where you sweating like crazy, nervous as hell, have to ask the girl, go do this dance. Like, how important do you think these moments were in your life into forming your character now? Like, because I think about this and how different it is. Like, I don't think the kids have to do this same thing where they got to go ask the girl and
they text them.
Yeah, they're like,
right. No, really though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, do you
they
want to
do it
dance
all
with me?
aloof. They're just like, whatever. You want to?
I think it's still stressful as fuck. You know what's freaking me out right now? That's just literally getting a little bit of anxiety surrounding this. I'm thinking of the shit that I did with my girlfriend, 8th grade girlfriend, the stuff that we did, and I'm realizing that my kid is 1 year away from that.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
we did some shit, dude, and I was a little kid, and we were doing a lot of touching and rubbing and stuff, and that's fucked up, man. Jesus, hope my kid's not doing that kind of stuff.
A little touch and rub.
I mean, maybe I am. I don't know. No, I don't want that. You know, do you guys remember your first kiss?
yeah.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
How do you guys work? What was your deal? Like, were you the one that leaned in, or did she lean in?
No, mine was organized.
I instigated it.
Mine was organized, like her group of friends, my group of friends. It was at the water slide park. It was meet over.
So you had a crowd.
Oh yeah. There was like a
I
crowd
did too.
In front of
What is
everybody?
that?
Yes.
Why?
Because at that age there is this
You have to validate it.
yeah, and you need that.
Plus, what's the use of making out when nobody sees it? At
and
that
you can't
age,
prove it, right? Because you're at that. You're talking about
your girlfriend.
yeah,
in
we're
Alaska.
What are we talking about here? Fourth,
Use that one a couple
fifth
times.
grade time, right? And I remember.
Wow, you did a full on makeout in 5th grade.
Like tongue?
Yeah, but it wasn't like. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
It's kind of a sloppy.
Yeah, it was a little like it was more like you know, it's like not a lot of. I wouldn't call it a makeout session. Like I don't think I was well versed in French until like freshman year of high school. I think by then I would say that was a makeout session. Like, but this was like a. You know, kissing, a little bit of tongue in the mouth, come back, tell your friends, and them asking you, did you stick your tongue in her mouth? Like, yeah, dude, I did. What was it like?
You go from like a smashing phase to like a too much tongue, like, you know, almost like a tube tongue. Kind of, you know, like it's like too much.
I remember that
Then you pull back.
It was all scheduled to happen at, like, so I just got this girlfriend, and it was a couple weeks later. We were heading into like summer. And there was the big, you know, where we grew up, there was a water park not far from us. And they were, you know, had a school, it was a school function, but we had a lot of freedom. Like there was, you know, chaperones, stuff like that. But I mean, it was a huge water park, so you could go find areas. And so it was like, listen, you're going to go meet Emily over on the picnic bench, you know, after we get there and this and that. And so there's this huge plan. And I remember like coming around like, the grassy knoll, and there she is sitting on the picnic bench with like 5 of her girlfriends.
Now, were you stressing out?
Oh fuck yeah! So, hands sweating like crazy, you know, nervous as fuck, wanting to back out, can't back out now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's can't back out, not pussing out now. Like I mean, I'm committed, right, to doing this. Yeah. Said I would. Of course, I'll kiss her. I'll fucking kiss her.
Dude,
you know, like of course I was going to do that. But then when time came to, you know, go over there and do that, it was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And so it's funny because it was like she's like 50 yards away, so she could absolutely turn around, see me standing there with my 5 friends. She's over on the picnic bench with like her 5 friends, and then we're like sending 1 or 2 friends back and forth. Are you ready? Like, is he ready? Okay, Joe, he's ready. We're cool on this side. Is she cool over there on that side? Yeah, okay. Well,
you're just praying for like an earthquake or something.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I'm like looking over my shoulder, like, please God, let one of the teachers come over here and bust us and break us all up and tell us to go back and go play or some shit, right? But I'm like, fuck, no, this is going down, you know. So. And so I remember walking over there, and you know what I don't remember as vividly, like all of that detail, like I could picture it all in my head. And then the moment between that and us actually kissing and happening, like I don't remember how I made the first move. Like, did I grab her hand? Did I lean in on her? Was it like just as soon as I got over there? Like that part is like very fuzzy to me. But I definitely remember the lead up to it, how sweaty my hands were, how nervous I was to go over and do it, and then the experience of doing it, and then being like, "Fuck yeah, I did it! Fuck yeah, I gave her my tongue." All of it, dude.
Disgusting.
Totally received it.
Gross. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, it was.
You're all college.
Oh man, no, dude, it was like
Actually,
4th grade.
I know, of course you are. You're the fucking poon houndiest of us all.
Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Bus Chuck.
Yeah, seriously. No, it was 4th grade, and we were outside of class, and like I had my friends ask, you know, Adrian to go out with me, and be like my girl, you know? Like, that's what you do.
Back then, you said go around.
Well,
remember that?
Yeah.
You want to go around?
Go out.
No, it's go out.
Oh, you
Let's
guys
go
said
out.
go out?
Let's
Yeah, you gonna go
for
out with
us.
her?
Oh, I said go
I
around.
don't know what school you're from.
Sorry.
Yeah.
San Jose.
So, yeah, you got all the gangbangers. We call it go out. Yeah.
Can't really go out anywhere here. You're just gonna go around. You go around in circles here.
You guys go around over there.
We had open campus, you know, so we were allowed to go out and go do stuff like that.
yeah,
Maybe over here in the Bay Area, you guys had to
We're
go
gonna
around.
actually hang out.
Yeah, you can't really leave here. So, do you want to go around with me? We'll just go
I
walk
can't
around.
tell you how many times though I said like I'm going out with that girl and we agreed, but we like never talked or like even like interacted at all.
100%.
Like so many times.
100%. I remember that.
So I like they called me out on that. My friends were like, "No, dude, you're not going out with her. You're just like, you know, you're hanging out, whatever." I'm like, "No, man, I'm going out with her." You know, they're like, "No, you haven't even kissed her or anything." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm totally gonna kiss her." Like, no, you're not. You know, they're just talking shit. And so I kind of went over and like, hey, you know, here's the deal. Like my friends, like they don't believe me that I'm going out with you. Like, can we solidify this? You know, can we like make this a thing? And so she got all embarrassed, but she like totally agrees. Like, all right, okay, you know, we can kiss. I'm like, cool, we can kiss. And we had to like agree to this. And she's like, I don't know, my mom, you know, she's real strict, blah, blah, blah. She's giving me this whole backstory. I'm like, whatever. You know, cool. Let's make it, you know, we'll make it quick, whatever. And after like school was out, I remember this vividly. She walked down to the end of the ramp, you know, those trailer, you know, classrooms. Like she was at the end of the trailer classroom and she was trying to be all cute about it and like put her foot back and kind of leaned in with her face all puckering up like that. And I was like, I looked at her like, what are you doing? Like so weird. And then I just like awkwardly like kind of grabbed her and then I just like smashed her into me and just was like kissing her and then she was just like, whoa, like then we finished and then like my friends got confirmation. I was like, oh. And then I went on the bus. Next day, she broke up with me because like the teacher like called her mom. And she's like, do you know what your daughter's doing? And you know,
your son's forcing himself on my daughter.
You cock blocking teacher.
Yeah, right.
You know what? You just brought up you know what I think about when I think of 4th and 5th and 6th grade. The insecurities.
Fuck! It's the most awkward. 7th, 8th, all the way up to 8th grade.
Oh, totally right. It wasn't until high school did I break free from this. That's that time when you're not sure how developed you are as a young boy. Like I'm a boy starting to make his way into manhood, you know, just starting to get armpit hair, a little bit of hair on your legs. And I remember girls that age.
I was the first one with pubes.
Oh,
Seriously. Between me and my friends and cousins, I was the first one with the.
Right.
Oh, see, I was
Did you prove it?
It was like,
he's like,
remember that,
dude? But it was like a source of pride. You know what I mean? Like Sal, fucking, you got pubes.
God, another
so
memory just.
manly.
I remember standing around with my younger friends and plucking out a pube to show your buddies.
Oh my God!
You have pubic hair. That was such a thing. It was,
in the wind.
and what it is girls at 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I remember some girls getting their period as early.
Girls
as 4th.
mature faster.
Yeah, they mature so much. So all of a sudden, womanhood is here for them, and we're still young boys, right?
Oh, we're fucking bumbling idiots. Which, by the way, we never grow out of. I remember going to junior high. My mom rolling me up to because I went to a junior high that was 7th and 8th, and I'm boys were still kind of idiots at that age, or like I said earlier, we're always idiots. And I'm rolling up, and I'm looking at the girls. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Like boobs?
Yeah.
Like girls have boobs now? Look how tall they are.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just like, that just adds another layer of the awkwardness of being a teenage boy going through puberty. It's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. I remember.
That's why hugs were so popular.
Right? Do you remember that? You remember that phase where it was just like before I leave school, I went around and like, God, I remember thinking you had so much swag too.
You just get so many
before
hugs.
Before I leave campus,
like all the hugs.
Oh, totally. I was that guy. Let me hug the 7 girls before I leave real quick.
I'm the man.
Yeah, right. I used to have a wallet when I was a kid. This is funny, right? I don't know if you guys did this. I had a picture of like every cute girl, in your grade, right? And she was like, I had
all of them signed my yearbook.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
like, had to have all
100%.
the
And then
hot ones.
you carried around this wallet full of all the girls that were in your class, and you got their you know, when you get the little Old Mills photos or whatever the fuck they are, just comes and takes photos. You get the little wallet size.
Oh, wow.
And then I had just this wallet full
little
of
glamour shots.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, totally, right. And then
like
before I
trading
left
cards.
school every day, made sure to go around, make sure I got my hug. See you later, Lisa. See you later, Emily. See you later, Tanya.
My first kiss was
Alexis.
much later than you guys. I think
See ya, Alexis.
mine was 7th grade.
See, what's weird is that you beat us to the pubic area, but you didn't as far
You
as
skipped right past
Yeah.
the hugs.
Oh, I was having sex, but I didn't make that.
he's like,
He's like, I was into anal.
It's like-
Where were you guys?
No. No,
Whoa, dude.
7th grade, and there was this girl.
you gotta kiss her first,
It's called
bro.
growing up. You know, you gotta ramp it up to
There
that.
was this girl in my class that her name was Claudia, and she was I was totally didn't like her at all, but she was totally into me. So I was like, cool, I get to make out now. Like I didn't even like her, but we just sat there and made out like 2 days in a row, and then I told her I don't want to kiss you anymore. And that was it. That was my first time.
Yeah, I'm over it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't like the taste.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Why'd you make that accent? Hey, I don't like the taste.
Hey, lady, I don't like your taste.
I don't like your mouth. No, and that was it, dude. That's how I lost my kissing. Which, if you think about, fuck, man, that's young, dude. Doing that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't
it's
like that. Now that I have kids, I don't like that
want to
shit.
think about it.
Yeah, you think. Well, I mean,
What are you gonna do?
for boys around that, I remember being interested 4th, 5th grade, man.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't become serious interested until 8th, 9th.
Oh, that's when it gets. That's when it gets painful.
Well, for me, I was like,
you know what I mean, Justin?
I do.
For me, being,
I do.
For me, being the late bloomer, I didn't have pubes in 4th grade like you did. Like it was.
I didn't
late.
say you have a 4th grade.
Yeah, it was
I don't know
full
what grade
beard.
it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was later. It was later for me. So once I had put it together, that okay, I'm for sure a man. Like, and then that drive kicked up. Like
My best friend had a mustache. I was
Did he
like,
really?
Dude, you are awesome.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But he was the first to go bald.
There was like one kid. There's always that. There's always that one kid.
that
Right?
sucks.
It is always that guy. The guy that got the beard and the mustache.
Oh,
Always
he
the
always
first guy to
wanted
go bald. And shit. Isn't that
Yeah.
funny?
Yep. For
Yeah,
sure.
I remember a distinct difference between the junior high relationship, going out, going around, whatever you want to call it, courting, and how you hung out with and how you probably treated or you acted with your girlfriend versus high school. I went like polar opposites, right? Like Justin said, I totally can relate to dating a girl when you're in, junior high type time. She's your girlfriend, but you never fucking even spend any time with her. Like you just claim, you just agreed that you liked each
claim
other,
this one over
right?
there.
And maybe once every 3 months you kissed them to say you did it or whatever like that, and you passed notes every once in a while. Other than that, you really didn't spend very much time talking to her or spending any time playing with her because you're playing with your buddies. High school,
Then you find out how fun it is playing with them.
yes. Then you find out they're way more
It's
fun to hang out and play with. And then you go the other extreme. You totally alienate your boys. And you're like, at lunchtime, you're holding hands and walking with your girlfriend
Yeah,
everywhere.
and your friends are like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah.
You changed, man.
Yeah, right? And then you go through that whole couple
Go
years.
see you practice. Leave me alone.
Dude, I had like this little.
Don't be mad at me because you don't
Come
have a
on, dude.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because you can't get a girlfriend.
Why don't you cut your hair?
Why'd you cut your hair?
I try to help him out.
Your face is stupid.
Bring out the purge.
Here comes the nostalgia bird. Woo!
Step right up, all you bearded men and all you bearded ladies. This quad is brought to you by Big Top Beard Company, whose all-natural beard oil products not only make your beard smell amazing, but feel amazing too. Their organic essential oil blends transport you to manly places like the mountains, the desert, the sea, and beyond, all while encouraging a lot of beard nuzzling to boot. Buy it for yourself or as a gift for that special bearded someone at BigTopBeardCompany.com. Enter the discount code MINDPUMP for 33% off at checkout.
Our first question is from FitM28. She is an aspiring trainer and her mom wants her to help her lose weight for a cruise. But she knows doing things the right way, she probably won't lose weight for a couple months. Where should you start with a person who is not athletic and has very little mobility?
Couple things. If this person does not have any of the MAPS programs, now that we have MAPS and we have MAPS Prime Pro, which to me is where I would start. Anybody that, if I have a question, if I'm concerned, like with a client, with a family member, a friend, a referral that comes to me and says, very deconditioned, aches and pains, older, not sure, 100%, I'm starting everybody with MAPS Prime Pro in that area. Like, let's find all the dysfunction that's going on in their body. Let's find what they're capable, they're not capable of doing. Let's show them, let's teach them these simple, basic movements that has nothing to do with weights and dumbbells and machines and hardcore exercising. What are some basic movement patterns I can help improve this person's life dramatically? Meanwhile, I know that's going to burn more calories, which in turn will help burn more fat, and I'm going to improve their overall mobility. So 100%, I'm sending this person that direction first, is to take them through that process. And then, I'm going to take them through probably like a MAPS red type of structure, but I'm also going to modify it for somebody with that is like, and that's why we did the pre-phase in MAPS red, right? It's a regression for a lot of people that are super deconditioned. And one of the most common mistakes that we have seen from people that are trying to get in shape is the over application of intensity and volume out the gates. And if you're somebody who's been sitting on a couch eating bad food and you haven't been training in the gym, you really don't need to go in and do a whole lot at the beginning. So less is really more in that situation.
Yeah, I think definitely Prime Pro to kind of assess and see, where the dysfunctions lie, but really just ramping up everyday activity. Like, it doesn't even matter, what, just standing up more, moving more, like, getting outside, hiking, doing house chores, like just this moving and tracking that process really more than anything, with somebody in this, specific case, because, if you get too focused on having to hustle to produce a result, this is where, down the road, like, she may regret that, or may compile upon an impending, potential injury or something like that may, unveil itself. So, and plus, like, this is half of the battle a lot of times as you're a new trainer, is like, do I give them exactly what they want, which is just to run and starve themselves? Right. Or is it to actually, make an impact that's going to last a while? That's
really the important part of this question is, you, as a trainer, you're going to encounter lots of clients like this where they're going to tell you, I need to lose 15 pounds in a month and a half because I have a wedding, or I'm going to Vegas, or I have an event that I need to get in shape for. That's why I'm hiring you. You as a trainer know that if you do things the right way, they're not going to lose that 15 pounds very quickly. So what do you do? Well, here's my advice to you. As a personal trainer, this is for anybody, but as a personal trainer, do not compromise your integrity ever, okay? Mm-hmm. Because you may lose a client here and there in the beginning, but if you compromise your integrity, not only will it come back to bite you in the ass later on, but you're not going to establish yourself as the trainer that you can be. So your goal should be with that client who says that to you is to educate them and teach them that you're going to do it the right way. And no, I'm sorry, I don't train people the wrong way. I don't crash diet. I don't destroy people's metabolisms. Mm-hmm. The way I train people is I get them to a point where their metabolisms are faster, they're stronger, they're moving better, where this becomes a part of their life, where they're fit and it's easier to stay fit. I don't take people down the path of, where they go up and down, yo-yo diet, lose weight, gain weight, and destroy their metabolism. Don't compromise your integrity, because you're going to get people like that. And a lot of fields...
And this is her mom, though. You know what I mean? Like, this is a special case.
Especially
right
tell her.
It's like, yeah.
Especially, do not...
You got to be real.
This reminds me of like the plastic surgeon who, you see some of those people who get way too much plastic surgery, and you're like, Jesus, what plastic surgeon's operating on you, dude? You look like a lizard by now, or whatever. And look, some plastic surgeons don't have fucking integrity. Like, look, just pay me and I'll do whatever you want. Like, what a lot of surgeons will say is, or the good ones will say, I'm not going to work on you, man. You've had too many procedures done. This is getting dangerous. Well, as a trainer,
they want that on their reputation.
As a trainer, maintain your integrity. If a client comes to me and asks me to do something to them that's going to harm them, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no every single time. Now, if this person has a competition that they want to get into, or they want to do something very, very specific in that particular regard, well, that's very different, but I'm still going to educate them and teach them, what we're doing is for this particular, specific thing. And
I think there's a way for you to kind of to give both, right? To give your mom or give a client a little bit of what they're looking for, which is results, right? They're obviously hiring or asking a trainer for help because they want to see change and they're not happy with. And so you can start to make some pretty good changes that can make a difference in her overall health, everything from mobility to her strength to her eating habits and other markers like her sleep and energy, just by making some subtle adjustments. And I think that sometimes our peers in our field overcomplicate this. We all sit up in our IV towers and we debate over who is more right about this, and there's this study that proves this is better than this, and it's like we're all debating over these things that are like really the small tiny little rocks in the grand scheme of things. And I think assessing your mom's eating habits and her movement patterns and getting her to improve upon a little bit of both every day, a little bit more, I think it can be something that could alter her, change her, give her great results by the time she gets to this cruise. And you don't have to worry about potentially damaging her because you're not pushing too hard, too fast. And so I would, as far as takeaways here, is I would help her assess her eating, and I would look at 1 to 2 things that I think that she can get better at. I'll give you examples of when I look at diets. It's you'd be surprised how common certain habits are as humans. We tend to either gravitate towards the overconsumption of sugar and carbohydrates. We tend to underconsume good healthy fats. If you're the average Jane or Joe, tend to underconsume on protein. You don't exercise or move period enough. So like those little things, like giving mom a goal every day now. Okay, mom, you weren't really doing this before, so let's go for a 1-hour walk every day. Every day we're just gonna go for a 1-hour walk. That's it for the next week or two. And mom, instead of I know you love this dessert and you do this a lot, but I've looked at your diet and you're consuming 50 to 90 grams of sugar almost every day. Let's cut back. Let's get rid of this and replace it with something more whole like this. And let's do those two between the walking more and making that nutritional change. Let's see how her body changes in those next 2 weeks, and then build upon that with that same type of mentality of choosing 1 to 2 things to improve her nutritional balance and 1 to 2 things to improve her overall movement. And always lean more towards less is more. And you can just slowly, continually build on that week over week, leading all the way up until this cruise time.
Quick commercial break. Hey, people ask us all the time how they can support Mind Pump. Here's what you can do. You can go to www.brain.fm/mindpump and get 20% off Brain FM for meditation or focus. You can also go to audibletrial.com/mindpump and get a 30-day trial plus 1 free audio book. Lastly, you can go to getnatureblend.com/mindpump and you will get a discount on Ben Greenfield's CBD product.
Next question is from Prime and Glory. With the growing success of Mind Pump, have you found the need to check yourself in any aspect?
I gotta check Sal all the time.
All the time before I wreck myself.
Check yourself before you wreck. You beat me to it.
Yeah, I know. Do I? So for me, do I check myself on certain things? I definitely try to do this every single day, regardless of any success that we may find with Mind Pump. This is something I've been making a practice of mine for the last 5 years. I'd say the last 5 years of my life have been some of the most difficult years of my life. I've gone through some incredible personal challenges. And through that process, I've learned to do this to myself almost every single day. And it's helped me quite a bit. One of the things I do in regards to Mind Pump is I'm always checking myself in the sense that I try to remember what I feel my purpose is or what drives me. And everybody's different in terms of what they feel the purpose is or what drives them. Like for me, I am not a money-driven person typically. Now, of course, I like money for the things that it allows me to do, but I'm the last person to, I don't necessarily value lots of material things. Now, I can appreciate them, but it's never really a big deal to me. I mean, I remember as a 19-year-old general manager, I mean, this is back in 1999, I was making 6 figures plus, living at my mom's house, had tons of expendable income, and I drove a Volkswagen, and I really didn't care.
Still the same one.
And I really didn't care because, and I realized why I didn't care, and I wasn't even aware of it at the time. I remember people like, dude, you could buy whatever car, like Corvette, get it, whatever. And I remember I just didn't do it, and I didn't even pay attention to it. But looking back,
which is impressive because we had a lot of buddies that were doing that around that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember coming up the same time, early 20s, and all your buddies that were making the same kind of money were
Corvette or a Mustang or Camaro or something cool or whatever. I just didn't because it just wasn't important to me, but I didn't realize it necessarily. Mm-hmm. Now, moving ahead, now I have kids and have all these responsibilities. Money is a little bit more important to me.
Now
but
you want a Lambo.
But it doesn't drive me. It's not my purpose. And so I check myself in the sense that I remind myself of what drives me and what drives me is my message, is reaching out to people and influencing people, hopefully in a positive way, and really feeling that I have a positive impact, or at least trying to make a positive impact. And I know that sounds all like foo-foo and esoteric or whatever, but for me personally, when I remind myself of that, the best me comes out. That's when I do my best social media posts. Mm-hmm. That's when I'm the best on the podcast. That's when I'm the most productive with the work that we do. If I start to allow myself to become money motivated, then I start to actually decrease my performance because I'm not my true self. So this is one of my motivations to checking myself as well, which is kind of interesting. But definitely just reminding myself of what is important to me, and what's important to me are experiences and being able to make a positive impact for lots of people, and with the subject that I feel like I know a decent amount about, which is fitness and health.
Yeah. I tend to, I go through this quite a bit as well, as far as like checking myself on a daily basis, like, just trying to be mindful of like recognizing people that have helped me along the way. And like, there's been, I can like name off a plethora of people that like come to mind that I just know, like in pivotal moments of me, shifting or going from, going off onto my own and doing training by myself, or, I had certain clients that really helped me with that process and were like totally supportive with that. And like had my, like, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have been able to like, really, flourish, in that environment. And then also like learning how to, I met, certain people that, helped me to reframe my thought process about how I charge, and like how that like formed this entire business model that really worked well for me. And, and then just like all these different like sort of pivotal moments, I can identify certain people that were there. And so, I try to keep like thinking about that, like who's been, a part of like this next stage or the next sort of platform that, I'm going through. And so just try to like not be arrogant and be like, oh, it's all about me and like how much hard work I've put in. And, like I like a lot of times I'll get sucked into, I'm working so hard. Why is this not, like flourishing, and why isn't all this stuff happening? And it's a process, man. This is always a process, and there's always going to be somebody there that like, I'm leaning on. So, that's always a constant for me. So I'm trying to like get back to that mindset. Like, hey man, just be appreciative. Like, these people are here supporting you, and like, this is a ride. So you gotta go with the ups and the downs, and it'll even out. So.
I think we're all pretty similar with that too. I think that, God, I'm constantly, or we're constantly checking ourselves. I think that, we each pride ourselves on being self-aware men, and always reflecting on things that we say, we do, how we present ourselves, how we come across, like our business relationships, our friend relationships, our family relationships, those we love, care about. Like, I think we're always evaluating that, and I couldn't ask to be with a better team of guys that not only do that to themselves, but help you do that with yourself in a very non-confronting type of way. I think that we each always help each other in this direction of like paying attention to our own egos, right? And I think we do it in a really crafty way. It's pretty neat how everybody maneuvers around each other's egos, because I think in order to have a show like this, you got to have these massive egos, but at the same time, this ability to have unbelievable humility. And I think the boys and I, we all have this ability to do that. So everyone is always checking themselves and paying attention. In fact, to be honest, when I first read this question, the thing that actually came to mind is checking ourselves almost on the opposite. And what I mean by that is, as Mind Pump has grown, I find that sometimes we can be more PC, and we're more afraid of offending somebody, or we don't want to bully somebody. Now, like in the past when we first started, like, look out, we come guns a-blazing, and we didn't give a fuck. I mean, that was our first T-shirt we ever made, and the hashtag that we used was 0 fucks.
You get everybody to post who owns that T-shirt.
Right. Seriously,
that'd be awesome.
We should do it. We should do a little throwback. It would be neat. And so that was our mentality. So when I think of checking ourselves, I sometimes think that we have to check ourselves and to not lose that flavor of a little bit of controversy and going after that, because I feel like for a show, which we are, I think that that's an important piece to it. And sometimes when you get to a point where you have so many people giving you their 2 cents, it's really easy to let them influence. I remember the first time we really started to feel this, where, we'd get, emails or DMs or reviews from people being like, I really don't like it when Adam does this or when Sal says that. And we would really take it to heart. Like, fuck, man, did I really come off that way? And then we'd be all evaluating it, checking ourselves, and then you put into perspective, like, wait a second, fucking yesterday, 50,000 people listened to that. And you mean 4 people all agreed that I sounded that way or you sounded that way? Like, why am I really letting that affect my day? And so one of the things I have to constantly check myself on right now, or currently in regards to that, is not allowing the few people to ruin my day. And I get it now. I didn't get it before. Like, I know I've heard people talk before on TV and stuff about how little Wayne will let his Twitter fans, ruin his day, and he'll get engaged in it, and it like bothers him really bad. And I kind of get it now, because sometimes it can feel overwhelming when, hundreds of people are firing at you about something. But when you look at it at the grand scheme of things, 100 is nothing when you're talking to millions of people. So why would I ever allow, 100 people or 10 people or 4 people to affect my day? And that is something that I found is probably the most challenging as it grows, is because it grows. It's now grown to a number that it's so large that it's inevitable. There is yet now to be a podcast where I don't fucking offend somebody. Like, somebody is offended, right? 100% somebody is offended. I didn't come off the way they would like me to come off. They disagree with what I had to say. And I just have to remember that 0 fucks mentality, that I am who I am, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Yes, I will always be checking myself and evaluating how I come off. But at the same time, too, I don't want to change my message because I'm afraid of what others will think of me. And I believe that remembering to have that kind of 0 fucks mentality and that transparency, I think that becomes more important than actually trying to deliver the perfect message that everybody receives and everybody likes.
Amen.
Tim Imbo, feels like you all have evolved since the creation of Mind Pump. Have you ever thought of being a life coach to help others achieve goals outside of health and fitness?
Is there any more pretentious?
I am a life coach.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Let's go to parties and
it
announce
sounds
it.
like the most.
That's a ballsy profession.
Yeah.
You know what it
It
says?
takes some fucking massive
Hey,
balls.
are you doing life?
right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Let me
not
quote-
well enough. Let me show you how to kick ass at it, though.
You know what? Okay, so the term life coach, and look, there's definitely some life coaches out there that are very
And
valuable.
we're definitely offending somebody
that
right
do,
now.
that do very well.
I don't know any life coaches I'd hang out
But
with.
for the most part,
Fuck that.
this term was invented because there's laws against saying therapist, and unless you're certified and licensed therapist, you can't say therapist. So they invented the term life coach, and now anybody can be a life coach. So
It's funny when you read therapist on paper. Sometimes you get confused.
Why?
The rapist.
Oh my
Looks
God!
like-
Yeah, it does say that, doesn't it?
Whoops.
But like to me, when
Always
I
used to trip me
I
out.
never put that together until right now.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Justin.
Boom! You're welcome,
Thank
everybody.
you. Knowledge bomb.
It sounds to me like you're at a party and you're like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, I what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, what do you do? I'm an engineer. What do you do? I'm a life coach. And you're like, in your mind, you're like, he's unemployed. He doesn't do anything. He just says he's a life
Struggling
coach.
musician.
Yeah, I just
life coach.
I would.
isn't-
a life coach really? You know what? I've been a life coach.
Somebody who rents Lambos.
my entire career, I've been a life coach. It's called personal trainer.
Right.
Let's be honest here. Like,
right.
Yeah.
most of when you're a personal trainer, most of the training that you end up doing with your clients, or at least a lot of what you do with your clients, is listening to their problems, talking with them, being a friend. You give some advice, but really a lot of it's just listening. People like to. It feels good to talk to somebody and have them listen to you, and that's what happens. I mean, that psychological piece in regards to fitness is important, but there's also just man, I would get dumped on by clients by what's happening with their spouse and their kids and their job, and I mean, non-fitness related things was like 80% of the conversation, if not all of the conversation,
Well, that's
while
just
we're
being
training.
a good friend.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's so self-righteous.
What's your job?
To
I'm
put
a
a
I'm a
title
friend.
on that. That's so self-serving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a life coach. Like, how about you just be their friend and keep them accountable and tell them the real deal.
Well, we talked about
And look, some people get a lot of value out of the.
Complete transparency here, right? I think that I don't think we would ever do something exactly like that, where we said that we're a life coach. I don't think
we would say guru.
Well,
right? We'll be your. No,
I don't think there's enough money.
they charge
money in doing it, because I still have. It's just like going back to personal training. I can only help one person at a time, and the money side of me, the financial side, says it would be a regression. It wouldn't make sense it wouldn't be an evolution of what we're doing. It would be regressing. I mean, right now there for sure is a way more than a handful of people that we can help through the podcast. So it would be going backwards. Now, what we have talked about potentially doing is, doing this full makeover on a person where they get to come in studio and actually get trained by all three of us, not just personal training, but all aspects of their life, which is pretty much personal training for us and has always been, but that full red carpet treatment where they actually come in studio, they get trained by us, we address diet, we address all the psychological issues, we address all the insecurities, we address all these things that they're battling and dealing with, and we help them through that process. I know that we wouldn't call it life coach. I know that we would name it something different and probably more creative. But I don't think that's an evolution.
I kind of want to be like a life coach that's also a magician. Combo, I don't know, just be awesome. Just do tricks.
Yeah.
I can teach you how to do live.
Check this out. Eat this box of
Smoke
donuts.
bomb.
Look, you're fat now. Oh,
You have a tennis ball in your hand.
that wasn't a magic trick.
This is what we're gonna do to your income if you followed my advice. Boom, 4 tennis balls. We'll quadruple it.
Give me your money.
Magic. I don't know. So we're gonna get. I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get a lot of messages from people who are gonna be like, "Oh my God, I had a life coach and it helped me so much."
Yes.
And they did. I'm not taking anything away from that. But something you want to ask yourself is, how much of that life coach helping you was the life coach, and how much of that life coach helping you was you making the decision to hire a life coach?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And talking your way through all these things.
like you're in that space where you're going to hire someone.
I do think there are a lot of people that can greatly benefit from this. And I think a lot of these are the same people who don't have a relationship, or whether it be a friendship or a partner,
or a mentorship.
that they can get this from, which that's totally understandable. Like I definitely went through a period of my life where I think I most certainly could have used a life coach type of person, because at that time I felt I had evolved beyond a lot of my peers. I didn't have a close friend of mine who I felt like, when it came to advice on things I really was uncertain about, did I have a friend that I trusted to give me good information or give good advice? No, I didn't think I had that really, and I didn't have a great mentor. So there was a little period of time there where I felt like, and I wasn't in a relationship with someone like Katrina that I could bounce things off of and help gather my thoughts. If you don't have someone like that, I think those people make a huge difference for those people. I mean, that's to me. I mean, it's the ability, part of what we talk about our growth personally in the last couple of years because of the show is because we have 3 other men in this room that we respect their level of intelligence, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, to be able to give advice back to us. And so, sure, we scoff at life coach because we don't see it necessary for our lives, because we have each other, and in addition to that, we probably each have other friends or mentors or relationships that we have currently where we can reach out and get that. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't have that, which is I think a lot more people than we think, that type of person can be.
So I just looked up the qualifications to be a life coach. Obviously, it's not a regulated industry, so anybody could say they're a life coach, but there's actual certification courses.
It's like training. It's no different than personal training.
That they become a life coach, and you take their course, and then you're a certified life coach. So, I mean, look, if it brings you value, that's awesome. I've always thought it was interesting. The name was interesting. You know what I mean? Because like life is everything.
Where do you go with that?
So like I'm an everything coach. I mean, it's a lot of, but I'm sure I'm pissing people off now. If it brings you value,
like business,
then
psychology,
then go for it. Yeah, if it brings you value, go for it.
Sure.
I personally don't think I could ever call myself a life coach.
Yeah. Well, I think what feels like you guys evolved in the creation of Mind Pump. Have you ever thought of being a life coach to help others? Did you see? To me, that would be a regression to what we're built. I mean,
I feel it's part of it, anyways. You talk about life issues and what's going on, what your struggles are. That's just the natural progression.
I foresee us going back and building out even more than what we already have. So if you don't know this, or those that are listening, we created not that long ago a 30 days of free coaching on our website. So you go to our website, you drop your email in the mindpumpmedia.com, and you can sign up for 30 days of free coaching. And we've organized that through all the topics that we kind of address, both physical and psychological, with clients. And I think I could see us going back and bolstering that with even more stuff dealing with your everyday life, health, and fitness, and goals outside of just fitness, and making it even more thorough and in-depth with maybe resources even outside of our own, like information that we've provided on this show, and bolstering that more. So I definitely think that, but I mean, that to me, that's so much better. We can help thousands of people versus me scheduling time for hour blocks to sit down and listen to somebody tell me about how bad their life is, and me help them connect the dots on how it's not, and it's their outlook.
The irony of this all is that some of the top executives of the world have life coaches.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about why that is, and I'll tell you right now, I can nail that right away. They
don't have anybody checking them.
Well, and a lot of those, and you can attest to this. Think of all the brilliant minds that we've met over the last couple of years. Most of these super high level executives and brilliant minds are very socially awkward and don't have a lot of friends and a lot of relationships.
It's an echo chamber.
Exactly. So the people that they're talking to are people that are listening to them, seeking advice from them, and no one is really checking them, and they don't have, and that's just, it's very common, especially at that level.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense. You're a CEO, you're this super alpha personality, everyone listens to you, no one's checking you on your bullshit. You probably should hire somebody to check you on your shit.
Where that makes sense, but then somebody that idolizes whatever guru is worked with Steve Jobs, I'm going to listen to everything they say, when they could just listen to their friend.
Right.
And get the same benefit.
Right. Quick commercial break, you guys. We keep getting asked all the time, how can I support the Mind Pump family? Here's one of the best ways you guys can. You guys love that Chimera coffee that we have. Chimera Coffee with a K. You go to chimeracoffee.com, put in the discount code MindPump for 10% at the checkout. Also, if you guys want to know how I have this luxurious beard and you want one too, go to bigtopbeardcompany.com, put in the discount Mind Pump again, but this time for 33% off. Also, you guys, if you guys have not tried Ben Greenfield's new bars out, they're fantastic. If you want some, go to bengreenfieldfitness.com/naturebite, put in the code Mind Pump and get 10% off. Go check it out.
Next question is from Amanda K. Lifts. Do you believe in psychics? And have you ever had a psychic experience?
Sal went here.
It's stupid, even though I believe in ghosts.
Mr. Third Rail. You love to text the Third Rail lately, man.
It's so weird. I like knew he would ask this question. So, you know what? What's that old joke? Like, what's the one headline you never seen in a newspaper? Psychic wins lottery.
Psychic. Yeah.
If you ask me if I believe in psychics,
dude, Nostradamus predicted everything that happened so far.
I'll have to say. For me personally, I have to say no. Do I know people who've had some crazy experiences with psychics? Yes. I have a cousin who went to a psychic and she had gotten out of a breakup, a really bad breakup. And I guess there's a psychic that everybody's like, you got to go see her. She's like fucking amazing. She knows everything, whatever. She went to the psychic and the psychic literally told her when she was going to meet the next guy, how she's going to meet him, and that this was going to be her husband, and that they were going to have 2 kids, and they were both going to be daughters or whatever. And it all turned out.
My theory is
it all turned out that way.
This person's probably like artificial intelligence. You know what I mean?
So I have a theory on this, and
have you guys ever had an experience?
I've had lots of people. Exactly what you said, lots and lots. In fact, Katrina's family, we were literally just this weekend, her niece went to a medium and had her share all this stuff with her, and she was blown away by how on point everything she was. I talked to somebody maybe 6 months before that, sharing a very similar story. So I've been around it a lot, and my theory on it is this: I don't necessarily believe in psychics. What I do believe is I believe the mind is way more powerful than we think it is. And we're still learning about how powerful it is. And it's amazing when you put thoughts into your head, whatever they may be, good, bad, or indifferent, how much more control you have of your life and your life's outcome than you think you do. And I think that, to me, psychics prove more of that than they really prove that there's this clairvoyance.
Proven the art of persuasion,
right?
Like they've mastered it,
right? And I think that I think there definitely is there's a skill that comes with these psychics. I think that. And I think that a lot of that is, like Justin just said, is the power of persuasion. And I think if you tell me enough that I'm a good boy and I'm smart, and I'm a good boy and I'm smart, and I'm a good boy and I'm smart, I must be a good boy.
Whoa, that was on a loop.
And I'm smart, like it's amazing. And then if you have people on the other side that get told these things over and over, how they're stupid and they're not and they're a bad boy, and they're stupid and they're a bad boy, then they grow up and guess what? They end up being stupid and a bad boy. And is that because that person predicted that was that person's life?
They embedded it in there, and
right.
they really believed it as you were telling it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what's interesting about this is that a couple things. One, our own government invested quite a bit of money. The Stargate was
which doesn't
men
mean,
who stare at goats.
Which
That's
doesn't
right.
mean shit to me, because our government will invest in any chance of possible
especially
leverage.
They tried to find the lost art,
especially during the Cold War, right? When they were like, let's just
right,
see if we can get
any edge.
But what's interesting is some of these studies, which you could debate whether the studies were well done or not, but some of these studies showed that with like remote viewing, for example, they had a statistically better odds of getting the right answer than just random. And this has been done in a few studies where people will they'll test it. And because you think psychics should be very easy to test, right? It should be easy. Like, oh, you think you're a psychic? Come in here and prove it. And that has yet to happen. It has yet to happen where someone actually solidly proves that they're a psychic. But there is strange phenomena that we observe in science that is kind of weird. Like, they've shown that people can kind of sense when someone's staring at them. You guys ever feel like someone's staring at you and you look and they are?
Yeah.
Some studies show that might actually be kind of a real thing. Then there's also blind sight, which is kind of interesting, which we didn't discover. We just discovered not that long ago, where people will have a stroke in the visual cortex of the brain. So that part of the brain is dead. So they're effectively blind, fully functioning eyeballs and everything, but they don't see anything because their brain doesn't perceive sight. Yet when shown pictures of faces, the viewer will mimic the face that they're looking at, even though they can't see it. So the scientists call it blind sight. Like, there's some other parts of the brain that are perceiving sight aside from the visual cortex. And when they do these tests on these people in an fMRI machine, they do in fact see other parts of the brain lighting up whenever a face is being displayed in front of them.
Wow, they're mimicking it with their expression and everything. Huh?
Yeah, and it's 100%. It's called blind sight. You can look it up. It's a real thing. And of course, the scientists, they'll go back and say, well, a huge part of our evolution was, looking at faces.
Yeah,
and
facial recognition.
Facial recognition takes up a huge part of the brain. So it's really, there's a lot of interesting things that we start to, like, here's another one, synesthesia. This is where, and there's real cases of this where people will see sounds or they'll smell sights, or if you say a number to them, they'll get a sensation, and it's a real psychological phenomena. And sometimes this happens to normal everyday people when they take a psychedelic. Like, people talk about they'll take LSD, and then all of a sudden they'll see the music coming out of the speakers and stuff.
So this is also like when somebody gets in an accident, and I've heard somebody like all of a sudden could play like classical music because it unlocked a certain part of their brain.
Or somebody will get in an accident and they'll get a brain trauma or something, and then all of a sudden become artists or extremely good at math, or they speak with a Russian accent or something like they've never. This is real.
It's a trip. Yeah.
It's really weird stuff. So, I don't know if I necessarily believe in the magic of the psychic ability, but I do think that there's way more than we understand. And if we look at, here I'm going to start stretching now. I'm going to go for a real deep stretch here. Time, as experienced by us, is in this linear fashion: past, present, future. We experience it like we do on a clock. That's how we perceive time. But science tells us that time doesn't really work that way. Time, the space time are connected together, and it can be moved, it can be bended, and it could be warped. You could slow time down, you could speed it up. The clocks on the satellites that are orbiting the Earth that give us the directions on our GPS have to account for the fact that they're moving at a certain speed and that they're at a different gravitational pull. So their clocks actually...
Yeah, time is different the further out in space you get.
If we took... This is an experiment that would actually be true. If we took a twin of yours and put them on a rocket that sped off at the speed of light and came back 30 years later, you'd be 30 years older. Your twin would barely have aged at all. So all this, this points to the fact that time isn't what we think it is. So perhaps a psychic is perceiving things in what we might think is the future, but in reality, they're just perceiving things outside of the perception or the realm of time that we think. And so maybe that's how you can explain.
Everybody put your joints down. Okay.
So
real.
I think this kind of stuff is really cool.
I find it. I listen to it all the time. My girl's family is 100% around it, in it, and I'm definitely open-minded enough of a person to actually sit and listen to it. I'm definitely not enough of a person, or I'm not enough into it to where I would waste my time going to try and get a reading. Like, it's because to me, like, I think nothing is going to dictate the outcome of our lives than ourselves and our choices that we make. And I would hate for a psychic to tell me something that didn't align with my personal goals.
You're never going to be successful, Adam. I'm sorry. Imagine if psychics,
right?
Fuck you,
sorry,
right? Like that. Seriously, like that.
Fuck with you, big time.
Yeah, it would totally mess with me. So I have no desire to even roll the dice and think, is this a good psychic or is this some bullshitter? And the risk of potentially getting some bullshitter who gives me some information that I definitely don't want to hear, and then I have the attitude like, well, fuck it, I'm going to be a loser anyways. Why should I even even be trying today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't show up to work the next day. You guys are like, where's Adam?
I'll tell you.
They told me I was going to be fucking broke.
I'll tell you what a lot of successful psychics are good at, because there's some psychics out there that make a lot of money, and celebrities will seek them out, and they're really, 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 really good at reading very subtle body cues and language, to where they can tell you things about, and they're very good with their language. There was that one psychic on TV that would call people out of the audience and be like, I see a name, it's John, Jed, whatever, and the person's like, oh my God, it's my dad.
They get excited and they're like, oh, I'm honing in on this person.
People want to believe in this kind of shit, like
that's it.
like your horoscope. Yeah. Like, it's been proven time and time again that the horoscope predictions are bullshit, but people will read their sign and be like,
make it generic enough, somebody's like,
this is what people will be like, and this is the type of stuff that I feel psychics do a really good job of. When I hear the readings of psychics, a lot of times it reminds me the readings of horoscopes. It's like if you give somebody, because you rarely, at least I've never heard this. I have never heard somebody, if psychics were that true too, right? You would hear this. Now, I've heard a ton of readings, just like you said, hey, I've. No psychic or no person has ever came back and told me, dude, the psychic told me that I'm going to be broke and that I'm going to marry somebody ugly and but that shit happens in real life. People go broke, people marry ugly people. This happens in real life. So why does the psychic never tell anybody that? It's the same thing like a horoscope. You never open your horoscope and it says like, today is going to suck for you. Stay indoors. Yeah. Like, no one ever sees that on a horoscope. It's always like,
they see your hand is like tan a little bit, and then it's like, like a little bit white where your ring used to be. And like, oh, I see, you used to be in a long-term relationship.
Right.
It's like, oh shit.
Well, they see all your gray hair and you're hella stressed out. You probably have kids.
You got like all these bags under your eyes. You're probably not sleeping that much, and
How did you know that? Right? Yeah. I feel like they tell you shit that's they're good at reading all those subtle things. Or like the past life regression psychics, like you're always someone famous. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, in your past life, you were a great leader.
Why do people want to like associate themselves with that so bad?
It's never some bullshit like, oh, in a past life,
you're a great warrior.
Yeah, you're a Chinese peasant.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. Yeah. What else? I'll tell you what.
People should throw shit at
you. If you're a badass psychic and you're getting irritated with us right now and you want to prove us wrong, I'd fucking think it would be awesome.
Well, they already knew this was happening.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't need to say the rest. You know what to do.
Yes, that's right. Email Brianna.
What am I thinking?
Yeah, email Brianna. You'll be on the show.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm about to say.
Guarantee you don't know.
It's like what you walk into the psychic office and like, why are you here? And you're like, I don't know. Tell me. Yeah. Why am I here?
Just give them nothing.
Yeah. What's your name? I don't know. Tell me what my name is.
I'm not going to pay
That would be fun. I would be totally open to do that for sure.
Exactly. Doug, when is this airing? Because I would like to talk about the...
it's on Thursday.
It's over.
It's over, huh?
It's over.
It'll be over.
I'm going to cry.
A few more hours left.
Oh, it'll be a few more hours left when this goes?
All right, well...
So your final hours, if you're
lucky and you listen to this right when this episode comes out, MAPS Prime Pro's still on sale, and we have our webinar
Hurry up.
on YouTube, and there's a coupon code on the webinar that's going to give you an additional discount. So go to YouTube, go on our channel, Mind Pump TV, watch the webinar on Prime Pro. It's pretty awesome. It's our first webinar. We're going to be doing more of these, but we actually give away much of the program. We go through it. And also, we do a new video every single day on that YouTube channel, all of them related to fitness. Subscribe to that channel. You'll get notifications when new videos pop up. Also, if you want to ask us a question that we answer on these episodes, the place to do is it on Instagram. The page is Mind Pump Media. And then we all have personal pages. My page is Mind Pump Sal. Adam is Mind Pump Adam. Justin is Mind Pump Justin. And Doug is Mind Pump Doug.
Thank you for listening to Mind Pump. If your goal is to build and shape your body, dramatically improve your health and energy, and maximize your overall performance, check out our discounted RGB Super Bundle at mindpumpmedia.com. The RGB Super Bundle includes MAPS Anabolic, MAPS Performance, and MAPS Aesthetic. 9 months of phased expert exercise programming designed by Sal, Adam, and Justin to systematically transform the way your body looks, feels, and performs. With detailed workout blueprints and over 200 videos, the RGB Super Bundle is like having Sal, Adam, and Justin as your own personal trainers, but at a fraction of the price. The RGB Super Bundle has a full 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can get it now plus other valuable free resources at mindpumpmedia.com. If you enjoy this show, please share the love by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes and by introducing Mind Pump to your friends and family. We thank you for your support, and until next time, this is Mind Pump.